everyone. How are we doing on this wonderful Saturday? I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but Saturdays are my favorite day of the week. My mic cord is like hanging all over me right now. We gotta iron this stuff out. You know, this is why I'm giving myself a half hour to do my pre-shows now instead of like 10 seconds before I'm about to go live. So I'm super excited for today. We have Hideout Loud in the chat. Here drying my hair, she says. That's pretty cool. I wanted to talk about some of my favorite things today. And one of the things that I recently just added to my personality, I call this my personality wall behind me, if you didn't know. Hi, Catherine. I saw you in Pastor Ray's live today, so good to see you again. But anyway, this is my personality wall, and this is the newest addition to my personality wall. This bunny right here with the little, what is it called, a monocle? Is that what they call it? I should know these things. All I do is read books, and I really like a lot of fantasy books, so they talk about a lot of old things in it, and so, yeah, it's just kind of funny that I don't know words like that. But anyways, then we have my lovely lady right here. She is sitting in a very fancy dress, and she's eating McDonald's. She's like a old school, period piece lady, and she's beautiful, and then she's eating McDonald's. So that's my girl right there. And then we have my clock back here, which has London, Paris, and New York times on it, time zones. We got a cat statue. I'm burning a candle today, which is kind of a new addition for you guys. I burned one in my last broadcast, but you couldn't really see it. You still really can't see it that well today unless I move over like this, but yeah, okay. So anyways, I am very excited for today. It's beautiful out. I went for a walk this morning. I finished a book, an audiobook. Actually, I finished 2 audiobooks in the last 24 hours. I read a lot, listen to a lot of audiobooks while I work because my job is work from home, and so it's just nice to kind of have like a background noise and something to listen to while I'm working, and it keeps me from getting distracted. Ironically, you would think it wouldn't, but it actually helps me focus. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and then I was listening to one on my walk today, which I ended up finishing. So I love books. I'm a big reader, and I don't really have anything on the personality wall right now that reflects reading, which is one of my favorite things to do. But it is, I do have this picture that I got at TJ Maxx, and it's the cover of the book The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And it's in my room. I haven't hung it up yet, but I think I want to put it on the personality wall. I don't really know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to go to a little tight on space, but yeah. Hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, Friendly Neighborhood Jesus Freak, Bobby Kennedy, Ava Green Feather, Deneen Keeling. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining my little pre-show today. And I just wanted to talk about some of my favorite stuff, okay? You can get all this stuff at Target. This is not sponsored. I am not making money from sharing this. I might put a link if you want it. I don't really link things that much, but I just was like getting ready, and I was thinking how Vanessa Johnson and I always talk about how much we both enjoy makeup, and so I was like, I wonder if anyone else would enjoy. So I just want to show you guys a couple things, or a few things. I've been doing this new skincare. I've had people ask me about my skincare and makeup routine, which is kind of why I'm sharing it. And I've been on TikTok a lot lately. I love to watch beauty videos on there. And there's this girl named Shelby Ann. Beautiful girl, incredible makeup. She does a toner and a primer before she puts her makeup on. I don't think these are the 2 products she uses, but she does use these 2 brands in various videos. So this is Bioma Brightening Toner. I got it at Target. This is I think Target exclusive line. I don't know for sure. And then e.l.f., which is a very popular brand. This is the Power Grip Primer. And I have really oily skin, and so when I was putting it on, I could feel like my makeup locking in or sticking to it. I say sticking to it, but locked in is the more, if I wanted to sell it to someone, that's how I would put it. My makeup feels very locked into my skin. I don't feel like it's going to come off or rub off or be oily later on. And then I've been playing around with foundations for a while. My hair is so frizzy. It's driving me crazy. So if I keep touching my hair, I just washed it today. And when I wash my hair, it doesn't stay where I want it to. So anyways, sorry about that. That annoys some people too. But I've been playing around with different foundations for a while, for the last probably year or so. And I always come back to the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. But a good... more affordable version of that is actually from e.l.f., their Camo CC Cream. And this one I haven't used in a while because I wasn't tan enough. But since I went to the beach recently, I have quite a nice tan and I walk outside almost every day. So this is the shade Medium 370N. And it's really nice. And then over top of that, I actually use BB Cream by Maybelline. And so the order would be the skincare. So I do the toner, the primer, I do the CC cream, then the BB cream. That's how I do my foundation and my base of my makeup. Then I do all my makeup, which I'm not going to show you guys everything because you'd probably think I was crazy if you knew how much makeup I used. I use so many different products. I can't help it. I love makeup. I love makeup and books. I'm going to nerd out about those two things. It's just I can't help myself. But after I'm done and I do everything, my powder, my blush, my eyes, my brows, everything, I top it off with this e.l.f. setting mist. You can see I've used almost all of it. I'm going to have to get a new bottle soon. This is the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. So if you have oily skin like me, all of these products are great for your base of your makeup. That's just something I wanted to share. I know a lot of people say how they love my makeup. And honestly, I think that my makeup is age friendly, meaning you could be my age, you could be younger, you could be older, and I think that this base works for pretty much any skin. I would say maybe more mature skin. I'm not really sure if CC cream would work. I think it would, but you might just want to research that just if that's something you're interested in. And then every month I switch my perfumes out, and I have a lot. One time I had Dossier, it's this perfume brand. I had them reach out to me and want to send me some samples of their, or not even samples, they sent me full product. They sent me a bunch of their perfumes. And I still have a lot of them. I've worked with them a couple of times, and they've sent me 3 or 4 each time I've worked with them. So I have several from them, and I fell in love with fragrances as well. So I switch them out every month, but this one's actually not from Dossier. This is also from Target. It's the Target line of more affordable perfume. So this is Finery is the brand, and this is Not Another Cherry is the name of it. It smells like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, I think is the name of it, and Tom Ford's perfume is $250 or $200 a bottle, or maybe give or take. It's a lot. This was $30. Okay, so compared, it's a lot more affordable. So this is Finery, and it is Not Another Cherry. So if you like an aromatic cherry, just kind of cinnamony fragrance, anything with those notes, you're going to love this. I don't think it says the notes on it. Usually I read the notes to people whenever I share that. But yeah, I love perfume, makeup, fashion. It's all my thing. I love it all. So anyways, that's all I wanted to share with products. I don't want to be a product pusher, but I do love sharing. And, ever since I kind of revamped this channel and turned it into a podcast channel rather than vlogs and lifestyle like I was doing, I really miss sharing products with people that they might like. And so since I get so many comments on my makeup, primarily from women, I had one, I don't want to be disrespectful. I had one individual that was a male say that I was wearing too much makeup. So I let him know that I was going to put more blush on for him for my next broadcast. And I think that I succeeded. I do have a little bit of blush blindness. I understand I wear a lot of blush, but I just wear a lot of makeup. I always sit down. Here's what I'll do. Today I wasn't going to wear any makeup. I said, I'm going to wash my hair. Didn't want to wash my hair. I said, I got to wash my hair. It's disgusting. So I finally washed my hair. I was sitting on the couch. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do makeup for the broadcast today. It's fine. I always wear a full face. People won't care. I know you guys don't care if I don't wear makeup. But I enjoy the process of getting ready. And so I sit down and I'm like, I'm going to sit down and just do soft glam. I end up with a full beat face every single time, and I don't know how it happens. I try so hard to do just a little bit of makeup, and then the next thing I know, I'm ready for the stage, okay? I'm ready. You could see me from 300 feet away. You could see every feature on my face with how much makeup I wear. And you know, when I used to dance, we had to wear so much makeup. There were times that we would even wear makeup to dance class because we thought it made our teachers love us more, which it didn't. But we, we were abused. So that's just what we told ourselves to make ourselves feel better about ourselves and how much they beat us down, I guess. But anyway, we wore a ton of makeup when we would compete and for shows and stuff. Like, actually, I would say this is not even as much as I would wear for that. I would pound my face with makeup, like pounds of makeup. It was crazy. Anyway, so this week was crazy for me. Crazy. I went to dinner with my friend on Monday night, and okay, here's the thing about my job. I don't know if I've talked about this a whole lot. I work in the IT field, the IT industry, and it was an entry-level job when I took it. I worked my way up the company, and now I'm a team lead. And so what we do is we process orders for the government. And we send them software and hardware that they order through us. We are essentially like a department store, if you will, for technology, for software and hardware products. So you think Adobe, you think CrowdStrike, you think, I'm trying to think of some like more Microsoft, BlackBerry, Slack, all of those. Like, we distribute all of those products. And so, like, lots and lots of products. So when we are in the month of June, that means that the state and local governments and some education, I think, have the end of their fiscal year, meaning their budget that they have been given for the entire year has to be spent by the end of June, or else they lose that budget. And then they'll get a lower budget for the following year because it looks like, oh, we didn't spend all our money, right? Well, that being said, everybody realizes, oh, we still have X amount of dollars to spend. Let's buy a bunch of products. And they come to us and they're like, we got to spend the rest of our budget by the end of June. So here's what we want. We want all of this stuff. They spend the rest of their money at Carahsoft, okay? It gets a little bit busy. It gets a little bit busy. And we get orders also that are needing sent out kind of later at night sometimes. And so I got a text on Monday night at dinner, 30 minutes from home, from one of my amazing team members. And she's like, I have this order. I have XYZ that it needs, and they need it out tonight. And it's like 8 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I didn't want to let it sit because it's June and it was a lot of money. And I'm like, I don't want to leave that. That's not, that's not to my standards. Like, I would not that wouldn't be up to my standards to leave that order for the next day. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to come home and I'm going to help you, which I was about done with dinner anyway. So it was no big deal. Go home, work till, I think I got back here about 8:45, and I think I logged off, it was sometime after 9, maybe even 10. I can't remember exactly. It doesn't matter. But so I had that, which was fine. These things don't bother me. This is part of my job, right? So that doesn't even affect me as far as, like, I work for a great company. That's never going to go unnoticed. They're going to make sure that I'm taken care of. And so they're really great about that, which I am very thankful for. So I have no issue with that happening, here and there. Barely ever happens. It's the first time it's happened in well over 6 months. So we got the order out. Everything was good. Tuesday was good. Wednesday I had like 4 people that were out. 3 people were sick, and then another person had scheduled time off. So on top of that, we have 5 new people on my team. They're all incredible. I'm so blessed. Like, I just need to say, I am so blessed. I love my team. Every single one of them does their best every single day. Every day they do their best. And if they are having a rough day or a rough period of time, all I have to say is, hey, what's up? I need you to get back on track. You're capable of doing this. Like, I want you on my team. Let's, and I even have to do that with myself. We all need that kind of like smack upside the head sometimes, you know what I mean? I don't smack my team, I'm just kidding. But they're really amazing. And so anyway, we have these 5 new people because our order volume has increased, which is great for business. Good problem to have. It's not really a problem. It's just we needed more people. So we hired 5 new people. One of the people that was out sick is my right-hand man. Andy is her name. She's amazing. She does a great job. And she is also our trainer. So it was so crazy, you guys. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I had so much on my list Wednesday and Thursday because she was sick 2 days. And then Friday, I had another person out sick. I think I had 2 people out on Friday. So it was just crazy. We were so busy on top of that. It's June. It's the first week of June. At first, I was kind of thinking we'd be slow. No, we aren't slow. But one thing I love about being busy at work is the day goes so quickly. And I feel like it's more enjoyable in a sense because I get to interact with my team more. Even though we're not talking about like fun stuff, it's all work related, I still get to interact with people. And sometimes working from home can be a little lonely, oh, there's nobody here, like we're slow, there's nothing to talk about, nothing to do, no one needs help. I feel like totally worthless when we're slow, right? Like nobody needs my help. I'm like, come on, don't you guys have a problem you need me to help you with? They're like, no, we're good. I'm like, okay, all right, I don't know what to do. So then I like find other things to do, but it's just, I don't like having to do that. We have a bunch of stuff we need to knock out, and crossing it off the list makes me feel so productive. And I really thrive in chaos. I think it was my abusive dance life that made me this way. I thrive in chaos like that. I feel like I do very well. Keeping my cool. Not a lot gets to me. One thing I don't like is if someone's disrespectful, which rarely happens. And if it does, I can nip that in the bud real quick. And it's never anyone on my team. I just want to clarify that. So if that happens, you just confront it as it comes, which that's with anything in life, So I really enjoy my job. And this week went so fast. And yesterday, I walked in my office and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Friday. I can't believe it's Friday. The week went so fast. And, as busy as I was, I thought there would be problems to where things just got out of control, because with 5 new people and 4 people out that have been with me or with the company, they've been on my team too for the longest time, 2-3 years, some of them. And I thought, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I got a little nervous, but everything went really well. And that is because I have an incredible team. They do their jobs, and if I ask them to help me, they're there. They're reliable, they're dependable. And I can't say that that's the same for other people on their teams. My team is just fantastic. They just knock it out of the park every time. So that's my work spiel. That's about all I've done this week. Honestly, I want to come on here with something interesting to talk about on the pre-show live, but the makeup and the work thing is the most interesting thing that I've done this week. I don't think that anything crazy has happened, just work's been productive. So I got these earrings in Myrtle Beach. They're kind of cute, right? I got them at this little cheap trinket store, and I don't know if it's the same store, but I'm pretty sure it is. I went to a store similar. It's at Broadway at the beach. It's called, I don't know the name of it, but it's a jewelry store. They have tons of jewelry, tons of purses, just little trinkets. It's cheap. It's giving Temu a little bit, but it is still super, super cute and really affordable. And so I really love jewelry. When I was a kid, oh my goodness, you guys, I used to beg my mom to take me to Claire's at the mall. Beg. We had no plans to go to the mall. She's like, oh, we're going to go to Belden, which is where the mall is, the Belden Village Mall here. she'd say we need to go to Belden to, like, I don't know, go to the bank or something, and I'd be like, can we go to Claire's, because I knew it was in the area. She's like, no. I'm like, why? I want jewelry. I want trinkets. I want junk, and oh my gosh, I could buy so much. I could still go in there and probably get a lot of stuff. I don't think they have as good of stuff as they did, and maybe that's just because I'm old, but I don't think so. They had good stuff. They had little, like, dishes for your jewelry, and they had purses, and they had hair products, and they had tons of earrings. They always had, I think the deal was always like buy 3 get 3 free or something. Such a good deal. I loved it there. I did. I might go there today just because that sounds fun. A better Joni in the chat said, I was just thinking of Claire's. Now they have them in some Walmarts. And my friend, she lives in a couple towns over from me, and that Walmart I've been to many times because I used to actually live over in that area as well. And I've shopped there, and they have a Claire's in that Walmart, and I never went in it. Maybe I'll go with her tonight. I'll give her a call and say, you want to go to Claire's? I wonder what she would do if I asked her that. I'm kind of thinking about it. That might actually be funny. Also, one thing I've been wanting to share on here that I keep forgetting to share is, I said a little bit just a few minutes ago that I really miss doing vlogs and sharing products and all these things that I used to do. And so I don't know how I'm going to do it because I'm having a hard time, first of all, wanting to do it really. I want the end result, but the way to get to it is just a lot. And then I also like the time is, I'd really be struggling to get these videos up, but I want to start another channel. I actually did start another channel, but I haven't uploaded any videos on it, and I want that to kind of be like my life, This channel used to be that, and all of my videos, most of them are still, public, and you can go watch them if you want. I don't know if they'd be interesting to you, but, I used to just show my life, and especially when I lived at home, I vlogged a lot, and I was just kind of going through the archives last night, which I have another thing to share about that when we do the regular show, so you don't want to miss it. You're in for a real treat. But when I started my channel, I wanted to be an influencer, I didn't ever see myself, I don't even know if I really knew what a podcast was when I started this channel. I don't even know if it was, like, I think Joe Rogan had a podcast maybe, but that was, like, the only person that had a podcast. It was, like, radio show, still kind of we were just entering the era of podcasts kind of being a thing when I started my channel. And so I was very much into vlogging and fashion videos, and I still am. I still love that content, and I really miss creating that, but I don't think that this channel is the place for that because, when I'm coming on here and talking about how people are crooks in the church, and then I'm like, hey, you want to buy all this stuff? Like, that just doesn't seem like the appropriate place to do that. And honestly, I hesitate to do it even at all because I don't ever want to be seen as someone that, like, wants people's money. Buy my product and I'll make a profit. Like, yeah, but honestly, to me, when I just showed you guys all this stuff, to me, it benefits both of us. Like, let's say you're like, I really want to get that toner that Elizabeth showed. If I link it, and you click it because you really truly want it and you have intentions to buy it, you put it in your cart, you purchase it, I don't think that it's wrong for me to get 10 cents of that sale, if that. If you buy one, if I sell one unit, this is like $12, right? Give or take. I would probably make a couple of pennies off of your one sale, depending on what store you buy it from and what link. Like, if you click my link, there's this site called Like to Know, right? And influencers can use it to link their products. And so if I link the Bioma and it takes you to Target's website, and Target will give me commission, basically, like, for that, selling that one $12 bottle of toner. So I would have to sell hundreds of them to even make $50, right? So I don't really think that's just pennies in my pocket, but it's not because you're not benefiting. Like, I'm not even saying, oh, you have to buy it, you'll change your life, you're never going to be the same without it. Like, I'm not that kind of saleswoman. I'm like, if you want it, it's there. If not, I don't really care. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's my opinion on it. I can see, like, there's this one particular influencer that I don't care for because consider turning down. I got a weird error at the bottom of my screen. There's this one influencer who she makes Christian content, Christian videos, and she's very talented, and I believe that she loves the Lord, but she regularly will like slide in like let's say she's talking about how to be, I don't know, more modest. We're gonna be modest, okay? That they're big on that. I'm gonna be more modest, and I'm gonna share 7 ways you can be modest. Well, in those 7 ways, she'll be like giving scripture, and then she'll be like, oh, by the way, if you want to buy my devotional, it's in the link below. And that to me just seems like you're making that video. This is my opinion, and I'm not even saying she's doing this. This is how it comes across to the viewer, at least to me, is I'm making this video because I want to push my devotional so that you'll buy it, and then I'm making money from YouTube. I'm making money from you buying my devotional and whatever else I throw in there that I get commission on. And to me, that's just like, you know, I understand you want people to buy your devotional. You wrote it so that it would help people. I get that. But like also in that context, it's just awkward. It's weird. It's like, I feel like you're not truly wanting to help me be more modest. I feel like you are making this video for content so that you can push your devotional. I don't really feel like either of them then to me, those both become disingenuous because you're selling me ways to be modest. So I'm thinking you want to help me be modest, and I'm thinking you want to help me by writing this devotional. But then when you put those two together and you're like selling it, it's weird. I don't know. I don't like that combination in that way. Now, if she's like making a video where she's, you know, there'll be like a lot of, for example, on the Bible app, there's like devotionals where people will do like 7-day devotional, and then at the end it's like, for the full version, go to this link and you can buy the full devotional, and then it promotes the person's product. To me, that's different because you're actually pulling content from your devotional, and you're telling people like, this is from my book, this is from my devotional. And it's kind of the same thing. If you want it, it's there. If you don't, I don't care, right? That's just kind of how I see that. That's me. That might be like hypocritical, but I find it disingenuous. That's just my opinion. And again, I'm not even saying this influencer is doing that, and it's nothing personal against her. That's just how I interpret it. That's just me. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. And it is almost 1 o'clock, so I'm going to go grab my LaCroix, and then you're going to want to close out of this broadcast, go to my channel, and head to my next broadcast where we're going to talk about